What does it take to make a railroad this good? It takes innovation by the carload and the physical plant, manpower, and determination to deliver.
Today we're approaching the levels of reliability and consistency that are good enough to keep us in the marketplace against any competition, truck or other railroads.
It takes management and labor working together, growing and changing together.
Well, everybody has a job to do, and we've got to all buckle down and do our share.
It takes the knowledge that nobody's giving business to the railroad anymore unless it deserves it.
You know, before deregulation, people used to think that there was certain kind of traffic that, my God, everybody on the railroad had the right to haul, and we'd always be hauling it. That's just not the name of the game today.
What does it take to make a railroad look this good? Customers, thousands of them, getting their money's worth in ideas and service. Ideas like Just in Time, an automotive express designed for customers like Harvey Warburton, Director of Purchasing and Traffic for Chrysler Corporation.
What we see represents the results of an entire team effort at Conrail. They've shown a spirit of innovation and a willingness to try new ideas. I think this is very evident in the just-in-time train that we operate between the Detroit area and our St. Louis assembly plant.
Conrail's service to Chrysler is a critical link in an inventory control system that reduces costs and improves productivity. It starts with Conrail's delivery of raw steel to stamping plants like this one in Sterling, Michigan. Then, like tributaries to a rushing river, 7 plants in 3 states feed auto parts aboard the dedicated just-in-time train as it speeds its way from Detroit through Ohio, Illinois, and Missouri to Chrysler's mammoth assembly plant in Valley Park, just outside St. Louis. Side panels and hoods, engines and chassis, arriving every 24 hours with precisely 1 day's requirements for the assembly line. On the return trip, finished cars heading for market.
At Chrysler, we have a transportation bill that's nearly $1 billion a year. Our ability to get maximum value from this large expenditure is really an important part of our overall plan to improve our competitiveness, particularly with the Japanese auto manufacturers. The Conrail team has been responsive to our needs.
Many trained to their Belvedere, Chicago assembly plant.
Automotive marketing experts George Woodward and Jay Beelan discuss a new business approach with senior operations officials Don Swanson and Richard Hasselman.
I don't know of any reason why that can't be done. The product we're going after here in this market is highway today. It's moving on the road, and we're going to have to go after it with a very aggressive service product if we stand a chance to get it.
The difference is on this train where it was primarily auto parts with minimal truck competition on the long haul. Here we've got heavy head-to-head truck competition for the vehicles.
On the St. Louis train, we were able to build up enough volume to justify putting on a special train to do it. Do you think there's going to be enough volume here? This is sounds like something that'll need a special train. Now, do we have the volume here?
The Automotive Express, saving all 4 domestic automakers millions of dollars a year in inventory carrying costs and serving notice to truckers that this railroad has added the short-haul business to its long-haul delivery of finished automobiles. What does it take to make it happen again and again? A lot. A lot of understanding and cooperation between labor and management. A lot of people, like Bob Scartoletti, General Chairman of the Brotherhood of Railway and Airline Clerks and a member of Conrail's Labor Management Steering Committee.
Initially, it was a very argumentative type relationship with the union members and the Conrail management. But as we worked together, we learned that we could bring forth good ideas that would help the company. And many of those ideas would bring work to the employees we represent.
What does it take to put a railroad in the black and keep it there? It takes quality circles and labor management work committees to add a new voice to the way a railroad is run. A quality circle at the Cleveland Locomotive Repair Facility.
That's subject to change.
I believe we could use some containers for...
A group of craftsmen called the Re-Railers.
parts that seem...
Union men brainstorming, coming up with proposals to cut costs or improve working conditions, helping to keep Conrail on the right track.
The closer management and the labor unions get together, and the more they improve things, the better off the company will be, and the better off the worker will be.
We will make it easy for the working men to take oil samples.
The quality circle is really a tremendous thing, and management is really, I think, working with us.
They're looking up to the quality circle, not looking down upon it, and starting to cooperate.
And it's working out pretty good. And it makes the guys doing it feel pretty good, too. The people in the shop have seen some of the things that we have come up with, and now there seems to be more conversation between us, and we get numerous ideas from the mechanics on the floor.
Across nearly 14,000 miles of track, in 38,000 faces, you can see the future of American railroading. Selkirk Yard, Albany, New York. The main link between New England and points south and west on the system. Selkirk, the first yard to operate exclusively with a digital computer control system. It means that Selkirk and every yard like it can expedite the shipment of anything going anywhere, making Conrail look good and its customers look even better.
Switching the T.
Got 2 and 2, John.
Walt Daniels, pin puller.
We're just a small cog here, but put all together, then it would make a difference if everybody works together and try to do a good job.
Bob Stillwell, hump conductor.
Yeah, the sense of pride has grown and grown. Most people that work for the railroad now really believe that we have an absolute function as far as the economy of the area we work in. If we are to keep jobs, then we have to keep customers, and that's our primary purpose here now, is to keep customers.
Pauline Myers, car distributor.
Things have gotten better, a lot better, more efficient, and people work together and make it nice and help you out if you're in a spot. It's a challenge, more or less, to be able to see that you can get these trains out on the road. I think it's fantastic.
Going to Anderson Grain Company now.
How do you turn a railroad around? You listen to your shippers. In Red Key, Indiana, you get to know as much about shipping grain as your customer does. Roger Truecore, Assistant Director of Transportation, the Anderson's Grain Company.
Still, the heavy majority of our grain comes to our facilities via truck. However, Conrail has published low, what we call gathering rates, that has competed favorably with trucks, and we have increased the amount of grain we bring in via rail as a result of those rates. On the outbound side of it, we are very dependent on rail transportation to move grain from our facilities. We found the marketing pricing people have been, they're very familiar with our market and able to react to our requests many times much faster than some of the other roads that we've been dealing with. We have a considerable amount of grain and transportation that moves via Conrail, and as a result of that, our relationship with Conrail has grown. If I were to single out one thing, I believe it's this trust and this willingness to work together, one of the most advantageous part of our relationship.
When you run a modern railroad, everything rides on the bottom line. Spending millions on track maintenance, you let men like Track Inspector Dale Kirby get the job done. Then watch what happens to schedules and your ability to compete.
Well, we're looking for just anything that we can find that is wrong. If I have a bad line spot, then I have to either correct it, put a slow order on it, or take it out of service. We've had a lot of improvements since 1976 with new welded rail. Today, the trains can run at timetable speed throughout my territory. It means that the freight will get there quicker, more economical. We do feel an improvement, and we're proud of what Conrail in general is doing.
track geometry car operates in support of our normal inspection force. These are the walking track inspectors and the inspectors that use high rail vehicles.
Bill Worthington, Systems and Track Analysis Engineer.
Just about as pretty as we can expect it to occur. Using the latest state-of-the-art technology that exists, the car stresses the track in a similar fashion that a heavily loaded freight car would. We input or we program to the computer the conditions that we wish to isolate and look at, and the car finds them for us. This enables us to better determine or allocate where we're going to spend our maintenance dollars. Once the maintenance dollars are spent more efficiently, the subsequent savings are going to be passed on to the customer. We're operating railroad right now that is the equal of anything in the United States.
Upgrade the track, upgrade the power. Altoona, Pennsylvania, Conrail's largest locomotive maintenance facility. An unprecedented multi-million-dollar modernization program made the Juniata Locomotive Works, already the best, even better. If you're going to innovate, to stay competitive, you've got to have the locomotives to do it, and the people. Like Ray McMullen, local chairman of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, and a participant in Conrail's Altoona Labor Management Committee.
This is going to be an era that labor and management have to get together and work together, that we can't keep living in the past with the type of relationship that labor and management had. Now we have to move on into the future through this Labor Management Coalition Committee. This is the avenue that at the present time is the best way to go.